Happy Webinar Wednesday to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. And I'm excited because we're talking about gifts. And who doesn't love gifts? So hello to Iris. Thank you so much for starting off our chat. Hop in and let us know where you're from and how your day is going. I know that we're talking about gifts and it is still kind of early in September. So have you tried any pumpkin spice yet? I know it's already infiltrated the shelves. So let me know if you have. So today we're here and I'm going to walk you through gifts that you can make on Lulu and some great ways that you can use templates and resources that we have available to create really amazing gifts for everyone on your guest list. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in and get started. Hopefully you can see my slides, and we've got Business Cat here today who is feeling a little bit festive. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll go ahead and hop off. Oh, well, I will say a couple of housekeeping things. So we will record this session. It is also being live streamed on our YouTube channel. If you prefer to watch that way, you can subscribe. I put the link in the chat, so feel free to do that. You can see all the videos that we put out. We'll definitely have time for questions at the end. If you do have any questions once we get through this presentation, so feel free to drop them in the Q&A tab. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so if you stumbled across us on the interwebs and you don't know who I am or what I am doing here or who Lulu is, we are a self-publishing and print-on-demand company, and Lulu is also a real word. So it means a remarkable person, object, or idea. So we're going to be able to teach you how to make some Lulus today. Is that how to, I don't really know how to use this in a sentence actually, but we're going to learn how to make some remarkable objects using Lulu. So we've been around since 2002. Our platform is free to use. We have over 3 million books printed and over $117 million in author revenue paid out. We'll talk a little bit about how you can get in on that here in a bit. And last but not least, our mission is that we are dedicated to making the world a better place, one book at a time, through sustainable practices, innovative print-on-demand products, and a commitment to excellent service. I always like to plug this too. If you aren't familiar, Lulu is a B Corp. We're very excited and very proud to be a part of the B Corp community. If you aren't familiar, B Corps are for-profit companies certified by the nonprofit B Lab to meet rigorous standards of social, environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. As I've said, the reason that we're all here is because of gifts and gift giving, as the holidays are basically upon us. So if you aren't familiar with the B Corp community, definitely check them out. It's a great way to spend your dollars in a more thoughtful way this holiday season and year round. All right, so I am Chelsea. I will be your host today through this gift-giving extravaganza, and that is my cat, Batman, and he is not here today, unfortunately. All right, so we're here to teach you things that you can make on Lulu. I mean, obviously, we are known for making beautiful books and very high-quality print products, but when it comes to the holidays, there is a plethora of things that you can create on Lulu that you may not be thinking about that can make really beautiful gifts for your family and friends, your loved ones, your clients. And we also have a lot of resources to make it really accessible and easy for you to do that. So today, as I was putting this presentation together, I was kind of thinking I could talk through all the things that we have available, but I have included some recordings into this presentation to show you exactly how to find these templates, how to find our products, and really how to navigate our website so that when this presentation is over and I have completely blown your mind with all the things that you can make on Lulu, you can go in and get started creating your own. So it was kind of making me think of, like, you know, when you're in school and like the teacher would bring in that card in that TV and play a movie. This is sort of what I'm doing today a little bit. We do have a couple of screen recordings where I will play them and then kind of talk over what's going on so that, again, when this presentation comes to an end, you can hop on to Lulu and create your own products. And hey, Chocolate, I see you joining the chat. Appreciate you being here. All right, so some gift ideas from Lulu. I know that in the description of this talk, I said notebooks, planners, calendars, journals. We're going to talk about all that. I'll show you how to get those templates. But I was looking through our bookstore, talking to some of my colleagues and thinking about things that I made on Lulu. And I wanted to share those. And I also kind of wanted to share the thought or the idea that with Lulu, these interior files that we make available to you for free, you can download a blank notebook interior and make 10 different gifts out of it just by changing up the covers. And I think really it means, or it's important to think about customization and who the gift is for, of course. I think with Lulu and any platform that gives you the ability to customize products the way that we do, you really have a tremendous opportunity to delight people this holiday season. Books are my favorite gift to receive, and a custom book or custom gifts, I mean, who wouldn't like that? It's a win-win. So as I said, we will talk about notebooks, journals, and calendars. But I know for me, when I think about notebooks and journals, I'm thinking about a blank book, a book that doesn't have anything in it that I can write in. And that's a wonderful gift. I mean, giving someone the gift of the blank page is a really beautiful thing. But there's a lot of other ways you can do this and create low or no content gifts that can really take not a ton of time on your end, but really have a lasting impact on the recipient. So things like calendars, we'll talk about those today as well. Quote books. So I remember hearing about a Lulu user who every year would take all of the quotes that had inspired him throughout previous year and put them in a book. And I love that idea. When I was in school, a lot of us would write down quotes or things that we thought were really funny and give that as a book. Actually, one of my colleagues, our content manager, Paul, also great blogger as well, if you haven't checked it out. But every year he'll kind of write down things that we say around the office or in meetings that are sort of funny or strange, and then publish them into a book and give that to everybody every year. And it's really fun and a great way to kind of commemorate those times and remember all those things. So I really like that idea as well. So I put the quote book in here. Self-care. Self-care is huge. I think we probably all know someone, maybe yourself, who could use a little bit more self-care, especially if you're in the position of taking care of other people. It's important to remind yourself, remind your loved ones to take care of themselves. So creating self-care prompts or self-care journals could be a great way to show someone that you love them and remind them to love themselves throughout the year. Writing prompts. I wouldn't be a very good Lulu employee if I didn't say writing prompts is a good idea here. So this could be really fun too. We've made these at Lulu for end of year gifts, and it's really easy. I mean, obviously you can come up with your own prompts. You can find them online. You can use ChatGPT. But if you do have a writer in your life, in your family, of your friends who is trying to create that writing habit, give them a notebook that has a writing prompt for every couple days or maybe every day. Well, that'd be a lot, but if you wanted to do that, and then give them a couple blank pages to sort of explore that idea, and that can be a wonderful gift as well. Recipe books is someone that you know trying to cook more or trying to try new recipes or do something like that. A recipe book can be a great way for them to log that. Songbooks. Not me, but maybe you know someone who can sing or is writing music. A songbook can be a nice gift. Book logs, I always think this is a good one because I read quite a bit, but I can never remember. I'm really bad at writing down or remembering what I've read. So a book log would be a great thing to give someone, that avid reader in your life. Habit trackers, meal planners, travel journals. I like the idea of this one because if you know someone who maybe is planning for a trip or just loves to travel, having a travel journal is such a great way to be able to remember those things. I mean, I am very guilty of this, but always thinking that I'll remember things. I never do. So having a place to write those things and having a place to specifically log your travels is a great idea and can be a really nice gift. Dream journal, same, love this one. I have given dream journals. I gave my grandmother one. I actually put the cover later in this presentation, but a dream journal for people who have very vivid dreams and would like to remember them or kind of look into what they may mean. A dream journal is a wonderful gift. Gratitude journal, of course, can't get enough of that. What a great gift to give someone. Remind yourself the things you have to be grateful for. Business planners, school planners for teachers or anyone heading back to school. And then remember, as I mentioned, customization is really the key here because you can take the interior for the journal, you can take an interior for a notebook or a planner, and create 10 different versions of it and make a different cover for everyone on your list, or create a different page and just do a little intro for every single person you're giving it to. And it doesn't have to be a project that will take months and months of your time. With the free templates I'm going to show you and the things that Lulu has available, you can easily download these resources that we have, use our free templates for the interior files, use our free cover design tool to make a cover, and have some really beautiful and unique gifts for everyone on your list. All right, so now I'm going to get into the video portion of our presentation. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen, and I will show you. Let's go ahead here. Let me back up a little bit. So what I want to show you here is where you can find the products on Lulu. And I've got my good friend and colleague, Haley, that's in the background. Haley, can you see my screen here?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. And round of applause for Haley. She's doing a great job. And I asked her to do this last minute. So thank you, Haley. All right. So this video that I'm going to show you, this little screen recording, is just going to our website and finding all the products that we have. So I just wanted to, again, show you, if you may not be familiar, really how to navigate and get the most out of the Lulu website. So I'll go ahead and play this, and we should be seeing some movement there. Yes. So you'll see the products page. That's from our homepage. And if you're unsure what products that you want to make or what products you can make on Lulu, this is where you'll go to find it. So you'll be able to see here all of our product sets that we have available. Photo books, I'm not going to cover that today in our presentation, but you can certainly create those. I've done that, and that's always a wonderful gift. Graphic comic books or graphic novels, magazines, cookbooks, yearbook. Don't know what kind of gift that would be, but sure. And then here you can see all of our book sizes. And I'm pausing to call out that little icon there, because if you make some products on Lulu and you just knock it out of the park, you love it, you think, hey, this was a great gift for my family and friends, maybe somebody else wants to buy that too. That little marker indicates that it is eligible for global distribution. And so if you create something that you really love, you can sell it through our retail channels as well. That's where you can get to our pricing calculator from this page. And then, of course, you have our interior color options, paper types, and book bindings. So for the things we're going to talk about today, I like a coil bound or perfect bound. But I've also seen some really beautiful notebooks and journals that have been made on Lulu with a hardcover as well. And then here's our linen wraps if you do a dust jacket or a hardcover, and you can see what's available there. Okay, so again, that's our products page. So if you are at that very beginning starting point, you're not sure what product that you want to make, and you just want to familiarize yourself with everything that's out there, the products page is a great place to start. And then next, we're going to go to our journals, notebooks, and planners page. So if you go to create, you can see at the top navigation there, that's right beside our pricing. Then you can drop down and you'll see our journals, notebooks, and planners page. And here's what we're talking about today is where you can get these free templates. And this can really be the foundation of some amazing gifts that you can make for family and friends. So as you scroll down, you're going to see a lot of resources for you. So if you've never done this process before, we have the guide, how to make a DIY planner, a video of creating a notebook using Adobe InDesign, and our new user guide as well. We're not like skimping on the resources here. We have it all for you. We also have popular notebook formats. These just call out a couple that we see that people are really like and that are very useful when you are making these product sets. However, with self-publishing, it's completely up to you. So you can choose whatever size that you would like. And here are the templates. So when you scroll down on this page, you can see the notebook interior pages. We've got blank, lined, graph, and dot interior pages. We also have planner interiors for you. So we have daily planners, weekly, monthly, and habit trackers. So I love this. And again, with going back to that first slide, there's a ton of possibilities for you and who you may give this gift to depending on what they're doing. And then below that, you can see the bundles. So if you want to do a monthly planner with a habit tracker, we've got those bundled for you as well. So again, go to create. You can go to that drop down, find the journals, notebooks, and planners tab, and then you'll be able to find all these resources. Okay, so just going back to this page, I want to show you how you can download templates. So you'll see me doing this here. I like a lined page, but again, it's up to you. If you want to do blank, I find that I get too unruled, joke intended, pun intended. But I like the line pages. So you can see when you select the drop down, we have every trim size available. So even though we show some popular formats, if you want to do something different, if you want to do, small landscape, large landscape notebook, maybe for the artist or graphic designer in your life, that's great. I'm basic, so I'm going to go with a 6x9. You download that, it's going to go into your downloads folder of your laptop or your computer, whatever device you are working on. And then when you open it, it's going to create a folder in your downloads where you can see, I'll show you here, the 200-page, 100-page, or one-page spread. So, or just one page for the interior. So if you want to go 100 pages, just for your reference, makes a really nice size notebook. 200 pages, obviously double that. But those are really good little benchmarks or kind of a starting point. If you don't know your page count or what you want to do, either of those will work really nicely and give you plenty of space or the recipient space to write throughout the year. All right. So again, here I'm just showing the downloads and what you can do there. We went through that, so I won't make you watch that again. Okay, so this video, I will show you what to do once you download those templates. So for this one, I'm just dragging those downloaded interior files. This is our publishing wizard. So we have all these videos available for you. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial for today's presentation. All of this is available. You can go to our YouTube channel and find it. But once you upload your interior file, so you get that free interior file that you can download from Lulu, then you can go in, put in your book specifications, and here you'll be able to see our cover creator. So we have a couple options for you. You can upload your own cover if you want to make it in Photoshop or software like Canva or InDesign or something like that. And then you can come to Lulu and upload it. Or if you don't want to do that, you can use our quick cover creator or quick template cover creator that's above this one. That's going to be very basic. What I'm showing you now is our new cover creator. So this one has a lot of capabilities, a lot of customization. And so in this video, we're just kind of making a very simple notebook design by dragging in some images that we have. You can see here we have all of these different ways that you can manipulate the art, the graphics, the colors, and add a lot of different design elements to make something really special. But this is also the place where you can make it whatever you want, especially for gifts. If you're making a notebook for someone that you know is working on their book, then this notebook cover can say, your book starts now, or stay on track. I don't know. Is that kind of, I don't know if that's encouraging or not, but something that will inspire them, and you can put their name on it. You can even kind of create a mock book cover for them if you knew what it was going to be about and have their name on the cover. You can also import photos. I'll say this later in the presentation when we talk about best practices, but you can import your own photos. Just make sure they're at least 300 DPI. But all of this is fully customizable. So you can see here, we're just putting some shading in, kind of making the notes pop. In a minute, you'll see that we're putting text on the spine as well. But if you're familiar with a tool like Canva, then this will be very easy for you to navigate. It is a very powerful tool, and you can do a lot with it. But when you have that interior file set up, as I showed you in the previous video, then you can come in here and make however many different notebook. You could write journal on this one. This could be a gratitude journal. This could be your book log. This could be a travel log. And then you're just changing these covers, and you don't have to touch the interior at all if you don't want to. So you get in here and spend a little bit of time creating some different covers, and then you can make something really special for everyone on your list. So a couple other things to call out. We have this color picker. We have all the colors. We've got all the colors. But then you can also use hex codes or RGB if there's something specific that you want to do. Once you're done here, you will click Generate My Cover in the top right-hand corner, and then it'll be in your project and good to go. I think we're good there. But this video, we have these videos available on our YouTube channel. So I think that you're okay there. All right. So we'll move along, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute and come back to Webinar Jam. So now I just want to show you or give you some best practices here and talk a little bit about calendars as we switch gears. So bear with me for just a second. All right. Videos that did not become videos when I was uploading my slides. Alrighty. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our custom calendars. So this gentleman on the slide with me is Reuben the Bulldog, a very handsome young man. He makes calendars. His human makes calendars with us every year. So I like him as my calendar mascot. So for calendars, we have a couple different ways for you to do this, but again, very easy and accessible with the tools that we have available on Lulu. So when you create a calendar on Lulu, we have a couple of different paths that you can choose. You can use our calendar creator tool. And guess what? I've got a video on that. So just stay tuned. Or you can upload your own. I will show you what both of those look like. But our calendar creator tool is so easy to use. You just drag and drop your photos. But what I really like about this tool and what I think is a very cool feature is that you can add your own holidays. So if you put in your region and where you're from, we can download some or auto-populate some holidays that are in there. But you can also add your birthdays, anniversaries, that time that you won that eating contest or your cat's birthday or rescue day or whatever cats do. I don't know. But you can add all of that in there. And I think that can be a really fun feature. I've made several calendars for family since working at Lulu, and I always like to put little Easter eggs in there. I made one for my mom, and one time I put a holiday of a time that I thought she treated my brother better than me. So I think that she should remember that, and I do. So I put that in her calendar. So I think it's really easy and fun to be able to do stuff like that. And with the tool, you can easily add these things. But again, customization is key. So I love the idea that you can use these tools, these resources that are available, and put in little Easter eggs that you know this recipient is really going to find valuable or funny or bring a smile to their face. So as I mentioned, you can also upload your own. So again, we have calendar templates available. If you are familiar or fluent in InDesign or Adobe and you want to get in there and just go off the wall with customization, you can do that too. So I also want to talk about calendars for a second. You can do this for notebooks and journals as well, but around the holidays, we see a lot of people use our calendars to raise money or raise awareness for different causes that may be important to them. So when you make a calendar, you can sell it through the Lulu bookstore or through your own website if you would like. And when you're setting up your calendar, you'll have the opportunity to put in different payees. Again, you can do this for any project on Lulu through the Lulu bookstore, but so for this one, going back to this handsome young man in this picture, Reuben the Bulldog, every year when his human Mike makes a calendar, they will donate all the proceeds to a nonprofit called Bullies to the Rescue, which helps rehome and rehabilitate bulldogs and take care of them. So every year they're raising money and it's going straight to them. So Mike will just put in their payee information. When revenue comes in through the purchase of this calendar, they get paid out. All the payments go to them. So this is one example, but we see people do this all the time with calendars. It's such a great way to give people something of value, something that they're going to love, and be able to support an organization that really means something to you and is close to your heart. And also, I mean, pet calendars are such a huge thing. Pet influencers are a thing in the world that we live in. So if you have a pet, if you know someone that has a pet, I have yet to meet someone who would not want a calendar of their pet. So if you are maybe have someone that's a little bit hard to buy for around the holidays, then a pet calendar can be a really great way to put a smile on their face every month of the year. All right, so I will hop back and share my screen one more time and show you the calendar video that we have here. And I believe this is the last video, so I won't make you sit through much more. Haley, can you see my screen share?
Yes.
Thank you. She's crushing it. You know all the answers, and you're right every time. All right, so here is how you make calendars on Lulu. First, we'll go with the create calendar step, again, in our wizard. So you kind of enter these projects or these processes the same way. So when you go to create a calendar, which option one? Wow, this video is reading my mind. It's almost like I've watched it several times before. So you can go in and set your dates, obviously, and then upload your country, where you're from. This is where you can add your events that are specific to that region or to that country. and then add in anything else that you want. This year we're doing eggs. So you can see this is going very fast, but the drag and drop is what you're doing. You can hit upload your image and upload it that way, or you can just drag and drop the images and create them that way. And then we have all these different kind of templates on the bottom to help you through that process. And with our preview tool, you can take a look, make sure it's kind of makes you want to throw up when it's going that fast. Please don't. But you can kind of look and see, make sure everything looks good, review it, perfect. So the next option is the upload your calendar tool or option. So if you want to download the templates that we have available, of course, we kind of showed what that looks like when you download templates from Lulu when I was going through the notebooks example. So if you want to go this route, you can open it in Adobe, or we have a couple of different templates that are available for you in different programs they'll work with. So here's how this looks. So you can see we're in Adobe InDesign here, going with those eggs, amazing. Just going as fast as we can. The year is flying by. Can you believe it? Holidays again. So here's this calendar. We're making it. And so then you can just export it and upload it to Lulu once you are done. So a couple of different ways that you can do that there. Both great. Both are going to make beautiful products. Again, it really just depends on how much you want to get into customization, how familiar you are with design tools, if you have access to them, and things like that. All right, so we're going to go back to my other slides here. All right. Okay. So now I just want to share some tips for publishing, printing, and presenting. All right, so this is actually another image from a calendar that somebody made with us, so I felt like it was a good one to add in here. So the holidays will be here soon. I know that we're kind of already thinking about them. If you want to make bespoke gifts for folks, the biggest thing to do is start early. I know that when I have made gifts for family, and I've used Lulu to make gifts for family, or anytime you want to make something really special or custom, you may kind of get in there and want to play around with it for a little while. So give yourself some time. Don't, if you're starting this project on December 24th, it's not going to get there in time. So just FYI, so start early. I wanted to get this webinar out there and kind of put this information out at the beginning of sort of the holiday feel season, pumpkin spice season, if you will, so that everyone could kind of start thinking about what they wanted to make and kind of looking into, do you need to get images? Do you need to collect some photos for your covers? Do you need to kind of think about how many you want to make? Do you need to just play around with the process? So starting early will be your best friend when it comes to a project like this. And then when you start creating your project, or when you're thinking about the project, think fashion or function. And what I mean by that is, for notebooks, I really like a coil bound notebook. I think that that is easiest to use, or for even like a cookbook or something like that, because you can lay it flat. So I really like that functionality. However, at Lulu, when we make notebooks for events, we often will use a perfect bound paperback version or binding type, because it makes a really nice presentation. So even though you can still use it, it's still very functional. Sometimes, and myself included, it hurts me to like fold back a paperback book to write in it. I don't know why. So the coil bound is better for my mental health for some reason. But if you want it to look really nice, or maybe you want to go hardcover, you can do whatever you want. But just think about if this is something truly that you want the person to be able to use every day, and it doesn't matter if they kind of get it battered or beat up, then maybe coil bound is the way to go. If it's something that you like and that you it's just more of a gift book, which I guess these would all be, but something that you don't really intend them to use on a regular basis, or maybe it's just more ornamental perhaps, then hardcover, paperback, beautiful. I said this earlier, but you want to make sure that you use images that are at least 300 DPI. So, you can use anything, maybe above that, but 300 DPI is what you want to look for, because it's going to give you really crisp and clean images when it prints. We also have a great order import tool so you can save time. So if you are in a position where you're creating one gift, but you're going to give it, maybe you have a client list that you want to give a bunch of calendars to, or that you would like to give your notebooks or journals to. So if you are going that route where you're creating one product or project and you have several people that are going to get the same one, you can use our order import tool to save time when you're ordering. So instead of ordering that calendar or that notebook 12 different times, you can put all of those names and addresses in an Excel sheet or CSV file and upload it to Lulu and get those orders out that way. So that can be a great way to save some time this holiday. Oh, and also, if you haven't signed up for our emails, do that. Sign up for our emails to get weekly promos. Everyone's looking for ways to save money, of course. The holidays are upon us, and everyone will be doing better or bigger discounts, especially around Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So if you haven't signed up for our email list, you can do that on any of our web pages. You can go to the bottom and sign up for our newsletters and get all of that information. I think every week we have a promo in market. So if you're not signed up, definitely do that. And order as early as possible. So, print on demand takes a couple of days. It'll take time to manufacture those gifts because, part of our B Corpiness and being print on demand means that books are printed when they're ordered. So go ahead and put those orders in as early as you can. Obviously, around the holidays, shipping gets really crazy, and you don't want to be in the position where you're having to refresh your tracking number every 30 minutes to see if Santa is going to make it in time. So order as early as you can to make sure everything arrives. And if you are planning to sell, so like I mentioned earlier, if you create something and you think this is really great, I think maybe I could sell this and make some money from it. If you are planning to do that, then be sure to give yourself plenty of time to order proof copies of your projects. If you are interested in selling, we also have a couple different ways that you can do that. You can take advantage of here. So the Lulu bookstore is the first option that I've got. And also I kind of wanted to note that as you publish your projects, you can put your work in different access levels. So we have general, select, and private access. So if you put your project in general access, that means that anyone who is searching on the Lulu bookstore can find it and purchase it. If you go select access, that means only people with a specific URL have access to your projects. So if there's anyone that I like to give this example, if you're a teacher or if you're making something just for a class or a specific group of people, you can give them the URL and then go purchase it if you'd like to do that. Or you can put it in private access. And this means only you as the creator have access to that project. A lot of times around the holidays, if you are making something that, a custom calendar for your friends or family, that might be something that you don't want other people to find. And, you're the only one that needs access to it. So putting these projects in private access can be a nice way for you to just keep them just accessible to you. And so you don't have to worry about anyone else coming across them and then buying a calendar of your family pictures. All right, global distribution. So we also offer global distribution at Lulu. We have distribution through Amazon, Ingram, and Barnes & Noble. So again, if you have a project you would like to sell through global distribution this holiday, you can do that by looking at the product sets that have that green icon I pointed out earlier. So if you do want to go through global distribution, one thing I'd like to note is that coil bound is not acceptable. So if you make a coil bound project, you can sell it through your own website with Lulu Direct or through the Lulu bookstore, but you cannot sell that through global distribution. So just something to keep in mind. And then last but not least is Lulu Direct. So if you haven't heard us talk about that, Lulu Direct is our direct sales option. If you have your own website, you can integrate with Shopify or WooCommerce for WordPress and make your books available to sell through your own website. So also a nice option for you there. All right, so I know I tried to give you some inspiration in the beginning of running down that list of things that you could create using these free interior files and all different forms that it could take with just a little bit of tweaking. And so now I have pulled a collection of different calendars and journals, things like that from our bookstore that I just wanted to share with you to, again, just get those inspirational wheels turning for you. So at the top left, we've got Toby Toad. So I said, pet influencers are a thing these days, and Toby Toad is no exception. This is a toad, and this calendar is just a bunch of different photos of him in different situations with mini furniture that are hilarious. So Toby Toad is a great one. Again, anyone who has a pet kind of gets thrilled to see or would be delighted with a pet calendar, I would imagine. So that's always a good option. And you only need 12, 13, I think 14 photos for cover and back cover as well. and then you are up and running. A dream journal, we talked about that, a really beautiful one there. 3 lines of daily happiness, a 365 gratitude journal. Again, this cover is beautiful. This is a beautiful product, but I mean, the time that it took to make, I'm sure it took forever, but well, not forever because here it is. But if you wanted to create something like this, I mean, these low and no content things where you could create one page where it says, what am I grateful for today? And then make several iterations of it or make 100 pages of that and then gift that. And that can be a really great way to give someone something really thoughtful that isn't too time consuming for you. Next is pooping animals. Somebody really made this. This is a real calendar. Polar bear's really going through it. So again, I mean, you can get really niche with this, but this is a really good like white elephant gift. If you know someone who is an avid sports fan and there's one team that they hate, make them a calendar of that team. That could be funny. So low risk, high reward, or low time investment, I would say, high reward. All right, this next one I really, really like. I think it says moment of focus or something like that on the cover. It's too small for me to read. That's how focused they want you to be when you look at this journal. But this gave me a lot of ideas because it just like the line on top is blank. And so you can write in whatever project you're working on. So if you have someone in your life that is hoping to build a business next year or really learn a hobby or a craft or finish their book or meet some sort of goals, then giving them the space to really work through that with a blank notebook or with something custom, I think is a really great gift idea. And I love that. Good Morning Vibes journal, a really beautiful cover. I really like that one as well. Who doesn't need some good vibes in the morning? All right. And then the post office. So this is called Postlandia. Evan Kalish is a Lulu creator. He's been with us for several years. Every single year, he makes a calendar of very unique and beautiful post offices around the U.S. So again, really niche. And for someone in your life who has a certain passion or something that they're very interested in, putting together a calendar is a great way to help support them in that or give them something that they'll love. Self-care planner, I talked about that and how important that is. This one is by Dominique Calderon, and she makes beautiful self-care planners with us every single year. She also has a great Instagram. I think it's called Self-Love Rainbow. Follow her if you aren't, or if you do need a little perk in your day-to-day, something to just remind you of how wonderful you are. She is a great person to follow. And then kind of right above that, beside notes, just a blank notebook. I just like that cover. I thought it was very simple and easy. Below that is a nature photography calendar by Jeremy Janus. Jeremy is a fantastic photographer, but we see people do this all the time. So pets are huge, but also nature photography. Have you taken a wonderful trip that you want to remember? You can make that into a calendar. Did you take a trip with someone and you want them to remember? You can make a calendar of that, and it can be a really lovely gift as well. And then last but not least, I told you I was going to share this. This is the dream journal that I made for my grandmother. It's Pat's dream journal. I think I made this before we had our cover creator. So I think I used Canva, but I would have used our cover creator. But yeah, so you can see, I mean, pretty simple. I was just able to get some stock images, put her name on it, then dream journal, turned her dog into a cloud, and then bam, I'm her favorite grandkid. I was already, but this really cemented it. So these are some great options that you can use, just something to kind of get the wheels turning and show you what this can really look like. I know I was kind of talking about how to get there, but what the end result can look like is this slide here. All right, so that is the end of my spiel. I am out of videos and I am out of content. That's not true. I could talk about Lulu all day, but I wanted to give a couple minutes for questions and see if you had any. I know this was heavy on the tutorial side. So again, a reminder that this will be on our YouTube channel. We'll post that and we will send out a link for everyone who registered for our webinar today. So if you have any questions, I will go ahead and take those now. And if not, then we can all get back to these wonderful Wednesdays that we are enjoying. All right. I think that I did such a good job explaining everything that no one has any questions. So I think I can take the afternoon off, and that's great. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all being here. I hope that you make something lovely and wonderful on Lulu. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.